Hi, my name is Sandra Bowden. For the next few minutes, I will be presenting on the topic of occupational safety and welfare needs of the personnel in an organization called Belize Inc. Belize Inc. is a national organization. Its structure is a hierarchical one with several layers and a directive style of management. Under the directive style of management, orders are given and are expected to be carried out without question. This type of management is often effective as deviation from the norm can result in on-the-job injuries, or worse, a loss of life. For the purpose of this exercise, a survey was conducted. The study consisted of a questionnaire which was completed by 42 members, or 2% of the organization's membership. 10 employees who completed the questionnaire were also interviewed to get a more detailed response. Internet research was also done to obtain supporting information. The questionnaire consisted of 11 questions which covered the issue of occupational health and safety and whether this led to improved productivity and greater job satisfaction or diminished confidence in the organization. Occupational health and safety, in particular the condition of buildings in which they worked, was a major issue for employees. Buildings were reported to be in a state of disrepair. Some had not been repainted for 5 or more years, causing them to look old and dilapidated. Toilets were minimal, and in some areas, only 2 or 3 working toilets were being used by 50 or more personnel. In some areas of the country, bats infested the buildings. Inadequate and cramped offices also made the working environment less than ideal. Employee welfare is concerned with the well-being of employees in an organization. This type of welfare is also known as occupational welfare. Titmus posits that it does not only include benefits relating to salary, but it also includes fringe or non-salary related benefits. Herzberg's two-factor model theory indicates that the maintenance or hygiene factors of working condition and job security can either motivate or demotivate employees. The absence of maintenance brings a high level of negative feeling and generally brings employees to a neutral state, causing them to care less about their level of productivity. If employees have a negative perception of their working conditions, they are more likely to be absent, suffer stress-related illness, and their productivity and commitment tend to be low. This was evident from the questionnaire issued to employees of Belize Inc. 85% indicated that they often reported sick, came to work late, left early, or absented themselves from duty. They indicated that when on the job, they were less likely to perform at an optimum level due to their working conditions, and felt that if the buildings were improved, they would be more motivated to come to work, produce more, and perform at a higher standard. This is in line with Chrysler et al. Study, which found that organizations which have a safe environment tended to have greater productivity. The length of time employees of Belize Inc. worked was also linked to their occupational health and safety. Employees of Belize Inc. are expected to perform a 24-hour service to the community. As employees could not be expected to work continuously for 24 hours, there existed prior to 2012 a 3-shift system throughout the country. 2 of the 3 shifts lasted for 9 hours, while the third lasted only 6. Employees worked 5 days or 45 hours and were granted 2 days off in accordance with local labor laws. A local situation developed in 2012 and employees in a major city were placed on a 2-shift system of 12 hours each. They worked 4 days a week on average and received 3 days off. Since 2012, however, the rest of employees throughout the country remain on the 3-shift system. For those who worked the 3-shift system, 10 or half of them found that the hours worked were reasonable enough. For those who worked the 2-shift system, 100% or 22 found that whilst they could tolerate working for 9 hours, 12 hours was just too much. They indicated that after being on their feet for the first 6 hours, they became extremely tired. Their attention to detail decreased, and they concentrated more on watching the clock than getting the job done. These reported having a higher percentage of absenteeism and reporting sick than those who worked the 3-shift system. In addition, all employees stated that they often did personal errands during the workday. Carmichael asks whether we are getting more done for those long hours than we put in. She posits that being overworked actually hurts the employees and the companies for which they work, as it led to physical ailments. Virtanen found that over 300,000 people in 14 countries who worked longer hours also had an increased likelihood of higher alcohol abuse by 11% over those who worked less hours. Other research have shown that physical ailments associated with long working hours and increased alcohol consumption include diabetes, heart disease, memory impairment, and depression. Henry Ford found that in reducing the workday to 8 hours for his employees, they produced more and were less likely to commit mistakes that could be costly for his company. At Belize Inc., employees who work the 12 hours have been crying for a reversion back to the 3-shift system. It is yet to be seen whether this will come to pass. In the meantime, there continues to be decreased production and inattentiveness, as well as the abuse of alcohol across the company and diminished job satisfaction. From these two examples, we can conclude that where Belize Inc. continues to ignore the welfare needs of employees in the form of poor building conditions and overwork, there will continue to be decreased productivity and job satisfaction. Thank you.